Okay guys, in this video I am going to do something a little bit different from the normal types of videos that I post. So we're into a cold, dark Sunday afternoon and we're coming up toward the end of the year. So I'm going to look at the changes that I'm going to make and the things I'm going to be looking at as we move into 2020 with Decisive Trading, because what I have found is that especially toward kind of the second half of this year, the format of Decisive Trading, I am getting so bored and so sick of it. So I can only imagine how you guys are feeling. So what I tend to do is I tend to post a video on the Monday, which is a kind of a psychology based video, and then on the Wednesday I post the first trade of the week that I've taken as a live trade video. And I've been kind of doing that for a fairly long period of time. And there's only so many times I can kind of post a trade video and talk through it in a slightly different way without it just sounding repetitive. And also I feel like I'm a little bit kind of locked into the type of videos that I can do on a Monday. Now, I thought I was locked into it because I was kind of thinking to myself, well, this is a trading channel, I need to follow the kind of trading format. But there are so many trading channels out there now. It's absolutely crazy. And they all kind of follow a very similar a very similar path. They all do very similar things. And then I kind of thought to myself, well, you know what? I don't need to keep Decisive Trading like that. Decisive Trading isn't my life. It's my channel. I can kind of diverge it a little bit and I can make it into something that I am going to enjoy a lot more, and hopefully that is also going to translate into something that you guys are going to enjoy more also. So I'm going to kind of run through the things that I'm going to be doing moving into next year. So the first thing isn't really to do with the channel. The first thing is, over the Christmas holidays, I am going to be working on further updates to Zone Trader. I'm going to be adding in a few different things which I really think is going to help traders kind of get a better understanding of the market that they're trading and also the trades that they're taking. So it's going to help them identify when they are looking at a higher probability trade and help them kind of take a step back and wait if things aren't lining up perfectly. Now, in terms of the Decisive Trading channel, I'm looking at a few different things. So the first thing is, rather than simply focusing purely on trading, and I trade the FTSE and the DAX mainly, I'm going to kind of diverge a little bit. I'm going to start looking at lots of different things to do with finance. There's no real set map that I've got for this. I'm going to look at different things that I hope are going to be interesting to you guys, because it's stuff that's really helped me in the past and it's stuff that I am still really interested in. So we're going to look at things like growing businesses, things like saving money, the best way to save money. I'm even going to look at different ways to kind of manage pensions. I'm going to look at things like financial responsibility, how to make sure that you've got more money at the end of the month rather than more month at the end of your money. For the psychology videos, I actually really have a little bit of a passion for psychology, as you've probably noticed, because that's where I spend a lot more of my time when I'm doing the videos. But rather than simply focusing on trading, again, I'm going to kind of diverge that a little bit. So rather than simply focusing on psychology in terms of when you're sitting at the markets, I'm going to look at a lot of different things. Things like simply getting yourself through a hard time. Things like keeping yourself motivated when you really don't feel like continuing to do what you want to do. I'm going to look at things like how mental health can start to get on top of you and different ways to kind of work your way around that. Now, although that's not to do with trading and even really to do with finance, when you kind of lock both of those things together, so a healthy mind, if you want to call it, with whatever it is that you're trying to focus on in terms of making money or savings or whatever you're doing, they kind of have to work together. They work in synchrony, because if you have the motivation, the healthy mind, the right approach to things, it allows you to put a lot more energy and a lot more focus into the things that you want to work on. Now, on top of that, I'm also going to be looking at the kind of community section, which has grown a little bit on YouTube recently. So what I'm going to do in there is I'm going to start looking at markets. I'm not exactly certain how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to start looking at markets and maybe analyzing markets and kind of posting it in at the start of the week so you guys can jump on. You can look at kind of the main levels for the week. You can look at any kind of analysis I have, any potential patterns that are setting up, and then you guys can also interact in the comment section. You can add things, you can give different opinions, and hopefully that will give people who maybe they kind of trade and they feel a little bit alone when they're trading, it will give them something of kind of an outlet, somewhere where they can come and they can kind of work together, and they can gain different opinions, and they can kind of bounce ideas off of other people, because hopefully it's going to be a kind of a coming together of people who are focused on trading but in a good way. So rather than all the kind of merchants out there who are simply feeding a lot of nonsense, hopefully it will be a community that kind of grows on the basis of helping one another, which is really what the trading community should be about. So those are the kind of ideas. I didn't have any kind of plan for this video. I just kind of let you guys hear what has been playing on my mind, the kind of things that I'm thinking about. If you have anything else you want to see on the channel, if you have any different opinions, if you want to say to me, it sounds like a terrible idea, please don't do it, you can let me know that also, but I am still going to do it. Okay guys, so that's everything for this video. As always, I hope it was helpful. I hope you're all having a good end to the trading year. November for me has been, I would say, the most difficult trading month of the year. I've just been spinning my wheels for around about 10 days now, not really gaining anything, just kind of, you know, a little bit of a win, a little bit of a give back. But what I always say is, when you are a trader, you always get to this point where you think things are getting easy, and you think things are just starting to roll, and you're just having winning trade after winning trade after winning trade. Not necessarily winning trade after winning trade after winning trade, but you're always kind of seeing the account growing. Even if you've got little losses, then you grow again, little losses, then you grow again. When that happens, when you start to have that mindset, the market always comes along, gives you one of those difficult months. And that's really when the traders are separated from the people who are, unfortunately, just going to continue losing. Because as a trader, you're able to kind of just hunker down a little bit and just kind of power through it, not change anything, not kind of make stupid mistakes, not get really frustrated and start revenge trading. And then you can come out the other side and you can get into another one of those periods where you're having that growth. Okay guys, so as I've just said, I hope you've all had a fantastic trading month, a fantastic trading year. I'm James Orr, and I look forward to working with you in 2020.